making the theme song.
Stuck him in the head with a crankbait's what happened, and now I'm about to rip it out of his head.
There he is, a zombie! So sick. No. Man, how do you feel that you made the audio of the
Greatest
intro
intro
to this
ever.
podcast?
It's the greatest intro ever because I'm on it. I mean, that's
Absolutely.
just it.
Hi, Making Bone Gang. Welcome back to another podcast, another live recording that will eventually be a podcast. Some people who the few that do show up live might be a little late because I actually had it scheduled for 9 and I just realized it. So if people looked at it, they probably thought it was for 9, but it was supposed to be for 8. So there's that. How you doing, buddy?
Gang, my friend, gang. I'm here. We are running on about 1.5 cylinders on an 8-cylinder motor. I am coming on 2 wheels. Everything, dude. Everything that could possibly be is happening. And I mean, so here's my current situation. I'm leaving tomorrow to go fish a 2-day kayak state championship on a lake that I've never been to or never. Why are you talking to me? I don't need to know about Photoshop. I know how. No, I do not need a file. No, go away. I'm good. Yes,
The
I agree.
technical difficulties.
We're good. Anyway, so I'm leaving tomorrow to go to a state championship kayak tournament on a lake that I've never been to or never even seen in my life. And everybody that I've talked to about it said either, yeah, I've been there, but it was like 15 years ago, or why would you go there? That place is terrible. So yeah, that's what we're doing. And so I did that. I got all my stuff. Oh, and my kayak's messed up. So I'm warranting my kayak. So I had to go borrow another kayak to fish this tournament in. So essentially what I did this afternoon was I came home and I pulled everything out of my bass boat and put it into my truck to take to me with this tournament. Nothing's rigged. Nothing's ready to go. I'm essentially going to show up tomorrow, the only practice day, and just hope I figure something out within the few hours that I've got to figure it out. And then, yeah.
You're probably going to win this tournament by like a mile just because of all of this.
I hope so much that I go down there and just wing the shit out of it and catch like 90 inches a day.
Hey man, that's what happened to me in Texas at that lake. What was it? Lake Louisville? But that tournament.
That's what happened to me down there too.
I just hitched a rod on a boat and won the tournament.
Yeah,
at the worst lake in Texas, apparently.
I showed up with no practice whatsoever. What time did I get there? Like 1 or 2 in the morning. We like sat there and like BS for an hour. We went to bed at like 3 o'clock, got right back up at 4. I showed up and came in second place and won a kayak 18 and a half hours away from my house.
Sometimes it's just the way you got to do it, man. Wing it.
Send it, son. You just got to send it. So, yeah, that's what we're doing.
So today's topic or title or whatever is just strange laws, man. Strange laws of the outdoors. So I'm gonna let you pick the first topic.
Okay.
We got hunting, fishing. We got hunting, fishing.
It doesn't matter.
That completely just stripped away every train of thought that I had. I don't know what was going on in a second.
Oh God, I love it.
So hunting, fishing,
Loving
Louisiana or Tennessee?
Tennessee.
All right. So Tennessee. So we got specific hunting and fishing laws.
Mm-hmm.
And then while I was researching that, of course, I went down a rabbit hole and was just looking for weird laws everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And when I typed in just weird laws,
Mm-hmm.
it had Louisiana pop up. And I'm like, well, we're having Alex on. So let's see what's going on in Tennessee. So let's see. Let's just pick the first one. It is illegal to sell hollow logs in Tennessee.
What? Damn it. Hell, I'm going to go find me some hollow logs and just sell them. I'm looking to break a law.
Supposedly, the reasoning behind this is that unscrupulous, that's a big fancy word. It's one of the $20 words. Unscrupulous log dealers may sell them to unsuspecting buyers as solid wood, which burns better and longer. Like, how would you not know it's a hollow log?
I got a feeling that is a law that was written in like 1875 when like wood was a really big deal, much bigger. Like burning wood was a much bigger
Right.
deal than it is
It
now.
was life or death.
Yeah, it was life or death, and like there was probably like this one dude that like traded a donkey for a load full of hollow logs and just got pissed. It was like, listen, we're changing this, and they changed it, and that's probably because like we've got like laws around here, like there are creeks that were deemed non-navigable in like 1815, and no one's ever revisited the fact of whether they're non-navigable or not. So I actually went and fished a creek. It's been a while ago now. And I looked it up and come to find out it's technically non-navigable as of a law or as of a I don't know, some petition or something from literally it was like 1816 is when the petition was made
Mhm.
to make it where it was non-navigable. So it's probably one of those weird
Oh,
things.
there's a lot of these that are just left on the books. Like some of the stories say that, and then some of the other stories behind it are absolutely just fantastic.
I just
Oh,
want to
and go ahead.
just want to sell a hollow log. Like I just
Doesn't it make you want to just go and do it?
I just do it. Just to see, like put it on Facebook Marketplace and be like hollow log $1 and just get somebody to pull the trigger on it and be like, so what are you in jail for? Sold a hollow log.
Man, I sold a hollow log to a guy down the road.
I'm a hollow log dealer.
Here you go. The only animal. All right, here we go. I'm gonna let you guess this one. The only animal that it is legal to shoot out of a moving car via the window is what in Tennessee? There's only one animal that you can shoot from a moving vehicle.
A coyote.
Nope.
A beaver.
A whale.
Oh, I like it. so by happenstance, if I ever see a blueback or a blue sperm whale, a blueback, what the hell am I trying to say?
There's blue whales, there's
Blue
sperm
whale,
whales.
a humpback. I'm getting humpback and blue whale all objective. So if I ever see a blue humpback whale, if I ever see a humpback humping a blue whale, if I ever see a humpback humping a blue whale, I will make sure and shoot a guy out of a moving car through the window. How about that? Yeah, that's the way I feel.
Oh man. What's up, Tommy boy? It's my partner.
Tommy.
Welcome, Philip. Glad you're here, brother. All right, let's see. Let's go. Oh, I got one for you. You're gonna love this. So this is like a two-parter. I think the first one is just setting up the second one. But in Texas, it's legal to hunt and shoot Bigfoot.
Okay.
Although the state has no official position. Now, I did read this in a previous podcast, but you weren't on it, so I had to bring this one back. So, although the state has no official position on Bigfoot, according to Texas Park Wildlife Commission, Bigfoot would be considered a non-protected, non-game animal, which can be hunted on private property with the landowner's consent at any time without a bag limit.
So my question is, would this protect somebody from manslaughter if they were to crack somebody dressed up as a Bigfoot walking through the woods?
Mistaken identity. I don't know.
What
But
I'm
there are laws where you have to identify your shot. So,
Yeah, but how do you identify your shot if it's Hollywood gray makeup?
just give them the old Sasquatch mating call and see if he responds.
Hey, and they turn just crack them.
All right, so this brings up the second part. But you cannot kill Bigfoot in Skamania County, Washington, which considers itself a Bigfoot refuge.
Yep.
In fact, a 1969 ordinance states that killing this endangered ape-like creature can get you a year in jail or $1,000 fine, or both.
Yeah, I've heard. So like Washington and Oregon, I think are the only two that like they truly believe Bigfoot's real, and like there are game laws in place for Bigfoot, Sasquatch.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude, they're out there. They're real. I don't think they're in the lower 50, but I think, or the lower 50, the lower 50, no, the lower 48, lower 48. Man, I'm all over the place now. Blue whale.
What time did you wake up this
Lower
morning?
50s. I don't know. 7:15.
You went fishing, didn't you?
Yeah, I went fishing. Yeah, I didn't catch anything either. I'm terrible.
Oh man.
Yeah,
I had a good day on the water today, man.
Did you? Well, I had an ADHD day on the water, is what I had. But anyway, yeah, the lower 48. I don't believe they're in the lower 48. I think if they're anywhere, they're in Canada and Alaska.
Alaska. Yeah. I mean, that's
There's
a
so much land up there, dude.
right.
Like unfathomable amounts of land. Like people really don't understand. But even like, okay, so you know where we went fishing while you were here,
Mm-hmm.
the lake that we went to. That national forest, Cherokee National Forest, runs the entirety of the eastern portion of the state of Tennessee.
Right.
Think about all of that open land there too. Like people, it's just incomprehensible how much open property there is in that little section of the world. Now, when you go to like BC, and it's like literally tens of thousands of square miles of nothing but untouched hardwoods. You can't tell me there's not something left there.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not opposed to the possibility. That's for sure.
what's the one cryptid that you like really believe in?
I don't know.
Like, what's the one that like you go, yeah, that one's probably like really there.
I don't know if I have any that are definite, but I'm pretty open to the idea that there may still be, like, certainly in the deep sea. Like, I'd be more inclined to believe, like, if you put a gun to my head, I would pick the deep sea over Sasquatch. You know, just something down there, just because we don't go down there.
Yeah, yeah. Mine is probably thylacine, like Tasmanian tiger, because they were real. Like those
Mhm.
were. I mean, but so was Bigfoot. Bigfoot was Gigantopithecus, but Gigantopithecus that's prehistory. I mean, that's old, right?
Right.
The last thylacine, we have video of the last thylacine in a zoo that died.
What's
I mean,
a thylacine?
Tasmanian tiger.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so, like, I don't know. I've seen
You're
some
coming
videos.
at me with the scientific names of everything. I don't know all of that.
Yeah, well, but like, I think that I think that like, those are still there. And like, Forrest Galante believes that somewhere in South America, there's still a living population of giant ground sloths. And like, I'm convinced that dude is going to find a giant ground sloth before it's all said and done.
As long as they don't start bringing back things like the saber-tooth tiger and like they want to, that they were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to just watch Jurassic Park once and know how bad that turns out for everybody.
I'm telling you.
So, can you shoot a squatch out of a car of a moving window? What's this? Can you shoot a Sasquatch out of the window? I mean, can you shoot a whale? And we all know the real. Listen, the real question is, can you shoot a hump? Can you shoot a blueback humping a humpback with a Sasquatch humping his back out of a moving car window in Tennessee?
I think he's captured the essence of your thought process though in that statement.
Yeah. I mean, dude, yeah, that's my brain right now. My brain's going.
This is the mind of Alex right there in a short little paragraph. Just wait, it's just one sentence.
Yeah, it's just a lot right now for me. Just a lot.
So did you know in California you can't eat a frog that you kill or that just happens to die if it has participated in a frog jumping competition? I would love to know the story behind that one.
I would just. Well, first of all, it's California. What do you expect? As stupid as it can be, that's what they're gonna do. Yeah, I'd love to know the story behind that one too. I wonder what the frog's name was that died that they ate after a frog jumping competition. Hey, speaking of names, we've got chickens. We got new chickens, new baby chicks.
Oh yeah?
You ever seen the movie Moana?
No.
Oh, never mind.
I know it of it, but I've never seen
the chicken off Moana. That guy. Oh, his name's Hey Hey. So we've named one of our chickens Hey Hey because it is a Polish rooster.
Oh, those are cool looking.
Dude, yeah, he's crazy looking already. He's got a little poof on his head. Well, Bethany all the time is like, hey, 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 like trying to get it to calm down because it's crazier than a shithouse rat. And so I was like, you know what we need to name that thing? Hey, hey, like the rooster off of Moana.
That's
So
awesome.
his name's Hey Hey. Sorry.
I got my chickens. I got like the ones I got from baby chicks. I had the 3 additional ones after.
Yeah.
But a couple of them will fly out. So I got like it's basically a dog pen.
Mhm.
Just a chain link dog pen, and then the chicken coop's inside of that, and it's like 6 foot tall. So 2 or 3 of them will fly out of it in the morning to go scavenge or whatever, free range, but they're too stupid to get back in. One will fly, one will figure it out. The little barred rock will just headbutt the fence all the way around trying to get back in. So sometimes we don't realize that they're out, and we let Waylon out. And that dog likes to go and try and retrieve. I mean, he's a retriever. He's
Sure,
trying to retrieve daggum chickens, and a couple of times the chicken almost got it. He
Uh,
came close, man, but
you just need to teach him how to
just
like
so stupid.
grab him a little bit more gently, so you can just bring the chicken to you, and you just throw him back in the pen.
See, we haven't gotten to that part yet. He likes to gnaw on things he retrieves. I still got to work him because if I take him duck hunting, he's gonna destroy my ducks.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I guess that is a thing. I didn't think about that. Like he can just like he'll mess your duck up.
Yeah, yeah. That's some dogs naturally have soft mouths. He wants to kind of gnaw on everything, so I got to figure that out.
I'm kind of
Probably
like,
doesn't help that my wife gives him squeaky toys, so he sits there and like
yeah.
chewing on it the whole time.
Oh gosh. Give me the next one.
You can't give a moose an alcoholic beverage or push a live moose out of a moving airplane in Alaska.
Dude, first of all, there's somebody that's gave a moose beer. You know that's happened. And
Well,
they
this
got
one
bored to death.
This one actually has the story behind both of these, which is awesome because I wish they all had the stories or like when they were put in the law so that you know what's going on. But let's see. Of course, if you're about to attempt to push blah 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 blah, that's just not giving animal beer. Okay, according to this article in the Montequito Journal, the airplane law came about because years ago the town of Taquinta came up with a contest that involved putting numbers on moose poo and dropping the poo from an airplane. Townsfolk would gather the droppings with the with the winner finding the prize number. PETA, the geniuses they are, took offense and protested because organization members falsely believed that actual moose were being dropped from the airplane. So city officials banned the dropping of moose and their poo from airplanes. So they ruined these people's poo-poo fun because they thought moose were actually being thrown from an airplane.
Well, again, kind of like California, it's PETA. So what do you expect? I mean, it's going to be something stupid. But that's interesting. I really wanted to. I mean, I want to know what a moose would do hitting the ground at 600 odd miles an hour.
I don't even know if I'd want to see that. You ever seen those goats like just fall from the hillside or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
The mountains just crash, boom, bang.
One of the most disturbing things I ever saw was a deer get hit by a semi going about 80 miles an hour. Dude, red mist. Like literally the definition of red mist. That deer just goes poof. I mean, he was gone. Like a leg was all that was left. And I thought to myself, wow. Like that, like I realized like it was a lot of power, but I thought it would like hit it and bounce off. Like your structure would stay together. No. Like blue body parts are gone. Yeah, red mist.
No meat left.
Nothing. What? Do it. Nothing. You do it better than I do.
And no.
Yeah, that's it. So much better.
According to Taste of Home, the no alcohol for moose law was passed because in 2007, a moose nicknamed Buzzwinkle by local media created a stir as it stammered down the streets of Anchorage with Christmas lights tangled in its antlers after it had guzzled beer from a local brewery's supply during the holiday season.
That sounds like a movie.
Yeah, that sounds like a movie I would watch.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, dude. Have you ever seen a moose in person?
No, but I know they're huge.
Dude, they're incomprehensibly huge. Like, so I've seen an elk. I saw an elk before I saw a moose. When I seen an elk, I thought, oh my gosh, that's a horse with swords on its head. And then I saw a moose, and I thought, that's what a dinosaur is like. I mean, dude, they are so big.
Massive.
Yeah. I mean, so flipping big. Like at their shoulder, they stand 6.5, 7 foot tall at the shoulder. I mean, they're just, it is what I would picture. Like if you were to go back into like the Ice Age and be around like those size of animals, like that's what everything would be like. I mean, they are just one of the most amazing creatures I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Elk are cool. Elk are cool because they're elk and they make a bunch of noise and scream and carry on. That was cool to see that. But the moose is just one of those, you just kind of stand there and it's like, wow. Like it's almost like
Could you imagine bow hunting one of those?
I couldn't imagine rifle hunting one of them.
but Bo, you have to be within what 50 yards.
Well, that's like,
Could you imagine and that thing just seeing you and you not dropping it instantly?
dude, I just don't even. I don't even know, dude. So big. I mean,
Uh
like,
oh. Oh, Heath's in the comments, bro. He's he wants to set dates for our shark fishing adventure next year after ICAST.
I mean, whatever ICAST is, we'll go the days after ICAST.
Straight there, man.
Gang,
We're
gang.
doing it. We're doing it.
I'll
We're
stay
doing
down
it.
for a few extra days. Don't bother me none.
I definitely want to overcome some fears.
Oh, sharks.
Fears terrify me, dude. I'm gonna catch one in a
I'm not
kayak.
really scared of sharks. Okay, well, I have a healthy respect for what a shark is. The only shark that really scares me is like a bull shark because they just will bite you just to bite you.
Right.
All the rest of the sharks are kind of like, oh, there's a thing in the water with me, and it seems to be bigger than I am, and I don't want to jack with it just yet. The bull shark's just like, I'm going to eat your whole leg off. Come here.
In
It's,
freshwater.
Yeah, in freshwater too. Yeah.
Heath, did you watch my alligator video yet, dude? You want to do that with me next year if I'm going shark fishing with you?
Alligators scare the shit out of me.
See, alligators don't bother me at all.
They do me. Because all that is a giant lizard with a lizard
It's
brain.
a dinosaur.
It's a damn dinosaur. No, dinosaurs are scarier. Look at why. Dinosaurs are scarier because dinosaurs are more closely related to birds. Go watch your chicken sometime. The way them big dead eyes. Damn head jerks around and looks at you and crap. Yeah, just imagine that. But it's 25 foot long and weighs 15 tons and can eat you and your entire family. Its head twitching.
And if you watch them eat too, because like the other day, I'm back in there and I keep the food in this plastic bin in the chicken coop because I got a giant chicken coop. I moved the bin and a little gecko runs out. And dude, that chicken was T-Rex, dude. He just grabs it by the head and just starts throws it and rips it and then swallows it. I'm like, jeez,
dude, I'm telling you, dinosaurs. I think we've had this discussion before. Dinosaurs are terrifying. I mean, like, I think that would be a traumatic, like a life-altering traumatic experience to see, like a real dinosaur. I mean, obviously the big docile ones, you would stand in amazement at the size of it. But like something with teeth, because they stunk too. Like they're just big and stinky. I mean, because think about an alligator. Alligator stinks. You know what I mean? Like, because they're just around rotting things all the time. They're just big death machines. Like
Well, you say the docile ones, but like from a distance, elephants look docile.
That's true.
But and that would be what we would characterize. But you ever seen an elephant go just destructive?
Mm-hmm.
Like some of them ones in the circus, and they just decide, no, I ain't doing this anymore, and they just go, just destroy.
I mean, well, you got to think, dude, like the big ones, like a Brachiosaurus. I mean, because T-Rexes, they were big. I mean, there was some big carnivores, but like your big ones were your herbivores, your big, sauropods. I mean, dude, 115 foot long. Like,
that's insane.
I mean, so titanically big, you can't even comprehend it. Like, if it wanted to walk through your house, guess what it would do? It would just walk through your house. I mean, there would be nothing to stop it. Like, it has no reason to even. It would view us like we view ants. Like there's just nothing. We are nothing to them. Now, another thing I think about is how.
This is where it gets dangerous, people.
Yeah, don't get me thinking. How loud was the world back then? Because like if you walk outside on like a hot summer night, I mean, dude, between the cicadas and the katydids, I mean, you literally can't even think some nights. I mean, it's just like so. Think about when there was damn bugs that big, like dragonflies and cicadas and these giant insects, and then you've got all of these giant dinosaurs that were also making noise. Because birds, I mean, just think about a bird. There could be a blue jay and he's that big, he's 4 inches tall, and he's over here like he'll literally drown out a conversation. Now imagine you had a little dinosaur that's 4.5, 5 foot long. How much substantially louder it could be. I mean, dude, the world had to be so loud back then.
Speaking of crazy things, no, Philip, I haven't tried alligator jambalaya, but that's it's definitely going to be on the list.
That's really Louisiana. That's like the most coon ass.
Tell me you're from Louisiana without saying you're from Louisiana.
Dude, that's hardcore. I mean, that's like somebody looking at me and be like, "You ever had moonshine dumplings?" It's like, hell yeah, brother. I mean, it's like, damn.
Hell yeah, Granny done fixed it last Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Hell, Granny, I was so damn drunk. By the time we got through with appetizers, I didn't even know what my name was.
Here's some fishing ones. In Germany, it's illegal to release a fish that falls within legal retention limits. This is a relatively new regulation passed in '98 with under blah 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 concerns for with underpinnings in concerns for animal cruelty. Switzerland followed suit with a similar law in 2008. In these countries, it's even technically illegal to go fishing without the intent of keeping a fish. So, like your lakes where there's a slot limit, if you caught it and it's in that slot, it's illegal to throw it back.
Well, that all has to do with a bunch of people who think fish have feelings, which is stupid because all fish, don't even have the part of the brain that feels pain. They literally don't have pain receptors. They can feel heat. There's between cool and hot, and they can feel pressure, but they don't feel pain at all.
Really?
So, yeah, nothing. Like it's I forgot what part of the brain it is, but like if I pinch you, you have little receptors in your brain, little synapses that fire off and go, "Hey, that's pain." A fish doesn't have that part of their brain at all. It is absent from their brain.
Interesting.
So they don't feel pain at all. It's stupid to the PETA perspective that fish feel pain is plumb ignorant.
Well, I tend to think most of the ones that say fish have feelings are thinking emotions.
Yeah, they don't have emotions either.
That's stupid.
They're animals. They don't have logic. They don't reason like we do. They don't have feelings.
Man, I'm tired of being right.
Yeah. They don't have any of those things. I mean, it's just, I don't know. That's one thing. Like when you think about a big animal, like a deer, I think a deer obviously feels pain because it has enough wherewithal to know what pain is or is not. But I don't think it reasons or rationalizes pain. I think it just knows negative effects of pain. But like when you double lung a deer, that deer isn't consciously thinking, "Oh, I'm dying."
Right.
It's just an instinctual drive to survive that is flight or fight, and they usually flight. And the action of flighting literally just pumps more blood out of their body faster, and then they die before they even know what happens.
Well, like I tell everybody, I think everybody, especially in this country, should be forced to look at nature as metal on Instagram.
100%.
Because if people, and I say this all the time, if you heard this before, I'm sorry, but if you look at nature's brutality on nature, anything we do to ethically, legally harvest an animal is by far more humane than anything nature would do to that animal.
It's mercy is what it is.
Yeah. Animals, very few animals live to die of old age.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And most of them get eaten or half eaten while they're still alive.
But are screaming for their life.
Yeah.
Like,
so
yeah.
If you're upset because I put a bullet through an animal and it died in a fraction of a second, well,
I mean, dude,
there's
one of the
nothing
most
else I can
brutal
explain to you.
things that I've ever seen. I was coyote hunting one time on my papaw's farm, and these coyotes knew when the cows were calving.
Yep.
They could smell it. And so they would wait till these cows laid down and started calving. And then they would wait till that baby cow, that calf was about halfway out of that mama cow, and they would grab it and they would rip those baby calves in half.
Yep.
As the mama's screaming and the calf comes out, flops on the ground, and its brain is awake just long enough for it to register the fact that it's been ripped in half, and it screams just long enough until something kills it. Let me tell you something. If that doesn't make you want to kill coyotes, I don't know what does.
The coyotes are back here. So I'm gonna be doing some trapping as soon as trapping season opens. Because we have an abundance of rabbits by my house right now. Like before the storm, there wasn't that many, but I don't know what happened, but they've been multiplying since. And them coyotes are back. My neighbor said he heard them all howling last night, a whole pack of them. So
well, when I come down there, I'm bringing my 223, and we're going to turn one of their heads into a canoe because I hate the dang things.
I'll definitely have the traps out while you're down here. So we'll go. Hopefully, we'll get 1 or 2 or 10. Did you know in Australia it's illegal to tickle a trout down under? Down under the belly, that is. The practice requires a stealthy angler to sneak up on a trout and rub its belly until the fish goes into a trance-like state, making it easy to lift it from the water and toss it on the bank. The ancient technique has been around for centuries, but is still used by a significant number of anglers around the world. How do you sneak up on a trout?
How do you sneak up on any fish? I want to watch that. I got to see
Enough
that.
to, I'm gonna have to YouTube that, like enough to rub its belly.
Yeah, I'm going to have to YouTube that one after this. Actually, I'm going to YouTube that right now.
Just do it, yeah.
Or I'll share my screen because I got to see that. Trout tickling. I better not Google that. Something else could come up.
You better have your parental controls on.
Yeah, no kidding. Trout tickling. Tickling a trout. Right here it is.
How do I let you share a screen?
I don't know. Some way. That's for absolutely certain. Let's see here. I can go to present. I can go to share screen, and I will go to there, and I'll hit share, and then you
There
just
it
have
is.
to accept it, I think.
Yeah.
All right, so let's watch this. This is trout tickling. So for everybody listening on the podcast forum, there is a bald man in a pair of swimming trunks and a pair of goggles, and he is making his way through a very shallow creek with what looks like a GoPro in his hand. We're going to scroll through this a little bit because this is okay. Here we go.
Oh,
Look,
you
he's
got
looking
underwater footage.
Yeah, I got underwater footage looking for the trout. Don't see any. Okay, well, I want to see trout tickling. Okay, here we go. We got some trout. So he's found one that looks like maybe under this rock here. And he's reaching for it, maybe?
Is he tickling the rock?
I don't know.
Oh.
Oh, come on. That's not what I wanted. I thought that
Clickbait.
was tickling trout. Let's see if this one is going to produce. Trout tickling. Let's see here. Let's try this guy. All right, so this guy, he's trout tickling. So he's going to get this trout here. And
What that?
and that guy
He
just grabbed
it.
That the
And
guy
these trout look tame. Look, they're swimming right by him. How you gonna walk up to a creek though?
Nah, it ain't trout
Nah,
tickling.
man. This is a
Catching a
myth.
trout the pipe method. That tickling a trout with the pipe method definitely sounds like something I would get in trouble with. All right, so this
Probably
guy
illegal in Tennessee.
that's definitely illegal in Tennessee. This guy's got his dog and he looks to be. So I guess they just literally walk up and find a trout that's calm enough, and they just rub its belly and then just scoop it up out of the water. You know, but that's what like a smallmouth bass. You know, you grab their stomach, they calm down.
Really?
So it could be something just like with a smallmouth that if you grab their stomach, yeah, that guy just did it. So it literally is just like, I guess they find them and it's like they get their hand up underneath them and it just puts
lift
them in,
up.
yeah, like a catatonic state. Look at this guy. He's picked it right up out of the water.
That's interesting. And all these dudes are out there fly fishing for days to catch one trout, and this guy just goes picks one up.
What's your opinion of fly fishing?
It's a thing.
It
I mean, I don't have anything against it other than the what's that word? Starts with a P.
I can think of a lot of words that start with P. One of my favorite words is penis.
The people who are this is I'm better than everyone. What's that
Pretentious.
word? Pretentious. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, fly fish is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind doing a little bit. Like when I go to Tennessee, I'm gonna bring my fly rod and try things. But it's the most fun not catching a fish you'll ever have.
When are you gonna be here?
October, mid October. I don't know, I have to look at the date.
Gang.
But yeah, man, me and the wife are doing some glamping. Being one of those glamping tents right by a big lake. It's gonna be nice. Puppy dog's gonna be with us.
Heck yeah. That'll be fun.
Celebrating 15 years of marriage.
A long time.
Long time to hang and not die.
Yeah. That's good.
In Louisiana, we're known for two animals more than maybe any others. That's alligators and crawfish. Maybe that's why stealing either can land you in jail for up to 10 years or carry a fine of up to $3,000.
How do you steal them?
I can only assume it's if you go to somebody's crawfish ponds and steal their crawfish. Like because it's a commercial industry down here, commercial crawfishing. So they own what they do is they have rice fields, they grow the rice, and then they flood them when it's time to simulate river overflowing or whatever, and it makes the crawfish come out. And without getting too technical, they have separate ponds that they can control water levels on, and they just crawfish out the ponds and then sell the sacks, crawfish, crawdads to different places. So I'm assuming that's kind of what they mean. I'm wondering when these laws are written though, because I know we have alligator farms. I don't know if you know. Do you know how that works with the alligator? Basically, how we brought back the alligator.
No, I don't.
History lesson.
Yay!
So,
Hey, Knoxville, welcome to Jackass.
A while back, alligators were scarce. When I was a kid, it was a pretty big deal to see an alligator. Now they're just too daggone many. But what they'll do is they'll fly a helicopter, and then they'll spot the nest, the alligator nest. Dude throws like a bamboo stick down
with the helicopter sound. Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, just make sure we're on the same page. So he throws a bamboo stick down with a little flag on it to mark the nest. Then a guy comes around in an airboat and comes up on a nest. They go take the eggs out of the nest, and you have to make sure they have to mark the top of the egg because they have to make sure the egg stays the way they pick it up. Because if you turn it over, the alligator will die, like drown in its egg and die. So they take that, take it back to the farm. They hatch the eggs in the farm because they have a better survival rate when in a controlled environment. And then they raise it to I want to say 3 to 4 foot long or something around that. And then they have to release so many back into the wild. And they'll cut a notch out of the tail, and then they'll tag the toe to show that it's a farm raised alligator versus a natural born alligator in the wild. Because like when we go get like when we do the alligator tags that I got, the lottery and the W made it, I'm going next week to get. We have to, a biologist has to come inspect it, and they want to see if it's if they're farm raised or wild bred. So
is there any cool. So like farm raised trout or farm raised deer, like they're not as hardy, or is there anything like that with those gators, or are they just gators?
I don't think, I haven't noticed, because I mean they raise them, they're only raised till, like I say, 3 or 4 foot long, however long it takes. And as that, so when they get released, they have a better survivability once they reach that point. So, and now we have so many, it's been such a success that other places are actually studying how Louisiana brought the alligator back to try and conservation and other things. And they just reduced the number that the farms have to release back into the wild because they don't need to be releasing as many because they're every freaking where.
That's interesting.
So, pretty cool.
Huh. Well, speaking of crawfish, I got a little fun factoid for you.
Yeah.
There may be a new species of crawdad discovered right near the university that I went to college at.
Really?
Yeah, I can share my screen if you'd like to see it. It's a
I
little.
would love to see it because I want to know how it tastes.
It's a little blue crawdad, and it could take the TWA up to 4 years to determine whether it's a new species or not, but it's never been seen before. So they're thinking that this little blue dude with orange claws is a brand new species of crawdad. And
like brand new as in it just evolved, or they just discovered it?
Just discovered it. But another fun fact, Tennessee, outside of Arkansas, is home to the most diversity in crawdad species of anywhere on the planet.
Interesting.
We have crawdads that are so specific that they only live in one creek. So that's probably what this little dude is. Yeah, he probably just lives in this one creek, and that's the only place you can find them. We also have a giant crawdad. We have the second largest crawdad in the world next to the ones in Australia, and they're only found in one creek that flows into the Tennessee River system.
Is there any laws against harvesting those?
Yeah, you can't touch them because they're considered.
What?
Yeah, well, they're considered a not an endangered species, but like they're just protected because there's only one creek that has this one crawdad. I mean, you could essentially wipe out the entire population if you weren't careful. Because we have darters like that too, like little snail darters and stuff. We have creeks around here that have one specific species of snail darter, And like
That's
that's one thing about
crazy.
those Alabama bass that we're so worried about is they eat those snail darters. And so like you could wipe out an entire population of snail darters out of a creek because that's the only creek that they live in. And you literally drive a little, it's a small fish, it's an insignificant fish, but all at the same time, it's the extinction of an entire species forever. And I mean, I don't care if it's as big as my thumb or that big. When
Right.
when something
Still.
goes extinct, it's something
Yep.
that's noteworthy. You know what I mean? So yeah.
And you don't know how it's going to affect the rest of the food web.
Exactly. And that's one thing they don't know about,
Yep.
especially with these Alabama bass, is what's going to happen. We could collapse an entire ecosystem, I believe. The biologists say probably not, but
I guess it depends on how fast it happens.
well, about 5 years. And they're
That's pretty quick.
yeah. About 5 to 10 years. 10 years on the long, 5 years on the short.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm. That's not good.
Well, you can't catch those big crawfish, and we can't bring snakes to Mardi Gras parades, apparently. It's a crime to have a snake within 200 yards of a Mardi Gras parade.
That sounds like somebody probably got bit by a very venomous snake.
Can land you some jail time.
What venomous snakes do y'all have in Louisiana?
Most popular by me is the cottonmouth, or the water moccasin,
Oh, cottonmouth.
or the Congo, depending on who you ask. Then we have the copperhead, somewhere around these parts, the coral snake, and timber rattler, or canebrake rattler.
Did you hear that they've not discovered like a breeding population of them, but they did find several death adders in Florida.
The who? What is?
Death adders? Ever heard of a
is that?
death adder? So
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is. I've
Yeah,
heard that name before.
they're a South American viper species, and they're one of the
Deadliest
if
snake in the
not
world.
one of the most deadly snakes on planet Earth. And apparently, they found some of them in South Florida that they believe escaped from a private collection, and they are like
Terrified.
yeah, they're no joke. They're those, and then there's another one too. There was a death adder, and then some other South American species. I can't remember which one it was, like the boom slang or something like that. One I'd never heard of.
I
But,
seen briefly on something that Florida might get some cold weather this winter, like because I guess the El Nino or just whatever's going on. They really need a deep freeze as far south as they can get it to just knock out some of those snakes, iguanas, and
Mhm.
just all of that crap that got brought here from somewhere else that's surviving down there.
Yeah. Oh, did you listen to the Joe Rogan with he had on the Python cowboy?
Uh,
Yeah, it is pretty good. This dude, his like living, he makes a living. Well, he does YouTube, but he makes a living before that. He like contracts out for the Florida government to go and wrangle
I would love that.
snakes. That's all he does. Then the week before that, he had a dude on that had lived in South America and like studied just everything down there. And they were talking about the anacondas. And he said that he saw an anaconda one time that was 20 plus feet.
Jeez.
Dude, could you imagine a snake 20 feet long?
I try not to. Give me nightmares. Jeez.
I like the ocean. I believe that the jungle, there are so many giant things down there that we just don't know about, like things that would just terrify us, things that I don't even want to think about, like dinosaurs in the Congo. It's everything. What's the dinosaur in the Congo called? It's got a name.
I have no idea.
The Okabogo or something like that.
The only thing I know about the Congo is those silver gorillas from that movie, Congo.
You know, the Congo is a communist country.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of studying that goes on there because it is a communist country. It's like China. They believe that there's like 200 undiscovered species in China because we can't go there because it's communist.
No doubt. I believe that.
No doubt. That was a good band. I like Gwen Stefani in that band. Go on.
Yes. Ingesting blood or other bodily fluids during a ritual of any kind is prohibited in Louisiana. People breaking this law could be fined up to $25,000 or
Jeez.
spend up to 25 years in jail.
Well, y'all do got the voodoos down there.
I was
So
about to say, so I guess that voodoo party they had planned for October is going to have to be canceled.
well, damn. I was wanting to make a voodoo doll and poke needles into it.
Man, I had me a whole gallon jug full of blood, and I was about to just.
Ugh, that's nasty.
If you're attending a Louisiana funeral, you're allowed only 3 sandwiches at the wake by law.
I just want to see the cop that enforces that. Like Linda, we got to hire a police officer for the service. What for, Jeannie? Because we can't serve more than 3 sandwiches per person.
3 sandwiches. Probably had somebody's Uncle Jethro down there just eating everybody's sandwiches.
Jethro, how many egg salad sandwiches is there? It's 15, Linda. Leave me alone, damn it.
Biting someone with false teeth can be classified as a aggravated battery since false teeth count as a weapon.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
And them veneers, son, it just turns you into like a great white. Just, oh.
Another Tennessee one. Feel free to. It says, feel free to move in with your girlfriends, ladies, but not too many of them. If 8 or more women are living together in Tennessee, the house is considered a brothel. And I think that's actually a Louisiana law too, because
So you're telling me that every one of them sororities over there on the University of Tennessee campus is considered a brothel?
so they can live in their sorority houses?
Yeah,
Here they can't.
really.
When I went to UL, unless something's changed since I've been to college, but when I was in Lafayette, fraternity row, the frat guys can live in the houses. Sororities could not. They could have a house, but they couldn't live in it.
Yeah,
They could have meetings, parties, whatever, but they can't live in it. Yeah, so that's enforced, I guess, down here in Louisiana.
bunch of whores.
Tell you what. More, I'll tell you what. Spitting on the sidewalk in Lexington is illegal.
I've spit on the sidewalk in Lexington, so
Dude, you
Don't
are a
get me.
criminal.
lock me up. Throw away the key.
It's a misdemeanor to tattoo a minor in Tennessee. It's only a misdemeanor, though.
Well, I mean, I don't. Yeah, okay.
Oh, here you go, Mr. Former school teacher. Because holding hands is considered a gateway to sexual activity, it is illegal to do so on school grounds. You wasn't holding nobody's hands on the schoolyard, was you, boy?
I mean, me and Bethany probably held hands at one point or another when we was in high school. So, I mean, it's this gateway drug to sex, I guess. I don't know how that works.
You are breaking all kinds of laws in Tennessee, man.
I'm a law breaker.
But you can eat roadkill.
We can. I do know that.
It's
You want to know how I
completely
know
legal
that?
to pick up some roadkill.
Because I watched a deer get hit, actively die. I threw him in the back of my truck after checking on the guy who hit him, and I ate that deer. So yes, I ate roadkill.
Well, you knew it was possible, but did you know it was legal?
Yeah, I actually checked. I texted
Okay.
my TWA buddy and was like, "Hey, can I do this?" He's like, "Yeah, 100%."
Yeah, because I think here, is it here? There might have been a YouTube video somewhere else. I'm trying to think, but I know at one point I seen a thing where they had to call their DNR guy and they had to come out, inspect it, and then I think give them a tag or let them use their tag or something.
Yeah, I know the meat eater boys have that's like one of their things that they've like got on before. It's like roadkill. You should just be able to eat roadkill. And I think I want to say it was like Colorado or something, but there was an elk that got hit and like they watched it get hit and they called the DNR and like asked if they could dispatch the elk and then keep the elk. And there was something to the effect of like, yes, you can dispatch the elk, and then they had to tag it a certain way, and then they only got to keep a portion of the elk, like they couldn't keep the whole thing or so. It was weird. Like it's very weird, like almost convoluted laws with it all.
I wonder if any of that has to do with them worried about, like, 'cause if you just hit deer, if I can get roadkill, it's not the season, but I'm just going to hit this deer with my truck. If you got a steel bumper kind of thing,
Yeah.
It's unfortunate you have to make those laws, but people.
Oh yeah. Just
Really
like
try and
some deer
get
runs
around
out in front of them, they just speed up and just smash them.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, because realistically, I mean, you get some old junked up truck and you go down a road where you know a lot of deer live and run out in front of you. I mean, dude, you could smoke a deer a week.
Yep.
Probably has something to do with that.
You can't make faces at dogs in Oklahoma and Ohio. I would be in jail every day because I make all kind of faces at my dog.
Yeah. Walk by and just mean mug them. Just
It's illegal to sing in a swimsuit in Florida.
well, I need to go to jail then because I can promise you at some point in my life I've been in Florida in a swimming suit and probably been singing because I sing all the time just randomly.
All right, I really wish I knew the backstory to this one. But in Arizona, you can't have a donkey sleeping in your bathtub after 7 p.m. that is oddly specific.
Yeah, it is odd. I mean, that is really, really specific. You can't have a donkey sleeping in your bathtub after 7 p.m.
Wait, let's see. It says this oddly specific. Oh, there you go. Oddly specific law was passed in 1924 after an Arizona merchant's bathtub was washed down into a valley when a dam broke, carrying his dozing donkey into troubled waters. Hundreds of people were involved in saving the sleepy, soggy donkey. So the law was signed into action to prevent endangering future bathtub snoozing donkeys and save everyone a bunch of time and effort.
Huh.
That's just a waste of legislation.
Yeah, it is. That just seems like a waste of my tax or whoever's taxpayer dollars. And
Like somebody had to come up with it, write it, put it in a vote, pass it into a law.
So it's just like all this alien stuff. It's just
Some
a
people
waste of our
still don't.
times. It's my damn uncle's kids, son. My uncle's kids.
Oh, well, this sucks. It's illegal to drive while blindfolded in Alabama.
Yeah,
Now,
I would say that's probably. I'd say that tracks.
so I mean, it's Alabama. So apparently, this was a problem at some point that people were driving around blindfolded.
Yeah. Listen, Jethro. You can't put that damn blindfold on and drive through town. You getting done killed one old woman. We can't kill another.
This is good stuff, man. I wonder how many different laws. I'm gonna go down the rabbit hole again one day with this and just keep on looking. Practicing voodoo within New Orleans city limits is a finable offense. So try to keep any magic rituals to a minimum when they're visiting the city. I wonder how many laws like that are from the voodoo and practices and crazy town stuff in New Orleans.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. Yeah. Hey, I'll tell you one thing about the Python guy. He was in Louisiana. I think he was. Maybe he was in Florida. I don't know. But he stumbled upon a Satan ritual. And like there was blood, words written on the floor, and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, down here?
I think he was down there. He was somewhere. But it was a lot.
Seems legit.
It tracks.
So, Empty Theater Mask says it is apparently illegal to eat an orange in a bathtub in Florida, which is funny because in California, it's also against the law to eat an orange while taking a bath.
Why?
I think it says it on here. Let's see. Apparently eating an orange. Apparently, eating an orange in the tub was outlawed as it was thought that the citric acid could react with the natural oils in the bath and cause an explosion. Apparently, we've learned a lot since the law was passed, but technically it is still exists today. So that's another one. It's still in the books because they just
just keep it on there because it's fun. You know what I mean? It's like, honey, I'm gonna go take a bath.
Man.
Okay. Boom.
I wonder just how many of these laws are out there just dangling, waiting for us to find.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure there's so many that they keep because it's just fun. It's fun for people to look it up and be like, hey, you want to know something funny about Tennessee? You can't, I don't know what, have a donkey in your bathtub after 7 p.m.
Oh, here we go. Louisiana. It's illegal for a woman to drive a car without her husband waving a flag in front of it beforehand.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm talking about.
That would fix all kind of traffic issues.
Golly. I mean, that's genius. Whoever wrote that one up knew what they were doing. That man needs a pat on the back and praise is what he needs. That man needs to run for Congress and Senate and the president because I'd vote for him every single time.
What the heck? Let's see. Kansas, it's illegal to throw knives at men wearing striped suits. Does that mean it's okay to throw them at other suits? People wearing suits?
That's what I mean. I read that as everybody else is fair game to throw knives at with no repercussions.
As long as they're not wearing a striped suit.
What are you doing out there, honey? I'm practicing my knife throwing. What for? Everybody except for men in striped suits.
So this is another one that got me wondering, and I don't know what the deal is. So this some of them I've seen that you can't fish while on the back of a giraffe or I don't know where I saw that.
I would like to do that.
But this one says you can't in Georgia. It's illegal to tie a giraffe to a telephone pole or a street lamp.
I would like to know who was the first person to try to do that.
And it's more like that, like in Michigan, which also in Louisiana. Michigan, it's illegal to tie a crocodile or alligator to a fire hydrant. And there's also the Louisiana law. The one that I have is the same thing. Don't tie your alligator to a fire hydrant.
If you could have one exotic pet, what would it be?
I used to want a monkey, but I've seen too many videos of them just going crazy, and I mean, they're like too smart to.
You want a monkey or a chimpanzee?
Well, after seeing that lady's face after that chimpanzee went buck wild on her, I don't think either one. I used to want a little spider monkey.
Yeah, I don't do anything I don't like monkeys are okay. Great apes, I don't like. They freak me out.
Oh, I love them, just not in my domain.
No, I don't like them. I want to shoot them.
I think they're awesome.
I
I think they're fantastic.
Yeah,
You ever seen a hairless chimp?
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Seen the muscles? I mean, that dude's ripped.
That's why I want to shoot him with a shotgun. Like the movie
makes you jealous.
You know the movie Planet of the Apes?
Dude.
The new one where he stands up and says, no. Yeah.
Yes.
Part of that movie literally made me want to just.
They did a really good job with that movie.
They did. They are
really
very
good job with that movie.
Very good movies. That same directors who did the new Batman, and he's good. I like him.
What exotic animal? I guess I don't have one. I guess I haven't thought that out. What about you?
A green herring.
A green herring.
Yeah, you got like a blue heron, and then you got the little bitty dudes, the little green ones. I just want one of those.
We got a bunch of blue ones.
I want to
try a pelican. Pelicans are cool, except for when they crap out a gallon. Like, dude, they'll
clear their mouth. Yeah, I had a blue heron crap on my window one time when I was driving, nearly wrecked. Nearly wrecked because I thought somebody had thrown a rock in my window. Yeah.
Well, you get people always worried about a seagull crapping on your head or just a flock of birds. But dude, you go fishing and they got them big old pelicans everywhere and they're sitting on like a tin roof and they just rip one into the water and it just looks like somebody busted a gallon of milk in the water, just this white cloud floating through it. I mean, dude, could you imagine looking up and just getting a face full of that? Face full of pelican turd.
Dude, have you ever seen a pelican eat something like unusual, like not a fish?
I don't think so.
Oh, there's some videos online. You just need to go look up like pelican eating crazy things. Like there's this one video where it eats a cat.
Awesome.
Grabs a cat, breaks its neck, and eats it.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're brutal, dude. Like there's another video where a pelican eats it's like this rat or something and swallows it, and you can see the rat like moving in its throat. And it's just like,
dude, what is that crazy looking bird? It's like giant. And it's got like a beak that looks like, I mean, it's just like a hardcore, and it's like a wide beak. I gotta find this thing.
I forgot what those things are called, but they make like dinosaur noises too, and they snap the beaks together.
A shoebill stork. I think that's
Yeah.
what it is.
Pull up a video of one clacking its bill together. It's like an intimidation thing.
Let's see, meet
Yeah,
the shoe bill.
dinosaurs. Dinosaurs. Dinosaurs.
Hold on. See how to Let me pull that up real quick. Nope, that ain't the right button.
That ain't it, Joey.
And is this the one? Nope, that's not it. Where is it?
Oh,
there it is.
corn pop. He was real mean. Oh yeah, look at that thing.
Dude,
Yeah,
that is.
I'd shoot that with a shotgun.
Dude, it looks like.
A dinosaur.
Listen.
Yeah, see, that's a dinosaur. Look at its eyes. Those are dinosaur eyes. Yeah.
He is a shoebill stork. These birds are literally the living definition of the term badass. They are descendants of dinosaurs. They eat on fish and reptiles, and they have also been known to stand up to crocodiles in the wild as well.
How was your experience?
Unbelievable. They
There's
look
a
so prehistoric.
Dude, it doesn't even look real.
Name was Sushi. After he was injured by locals who set fire to his home. Oh, poor dude. Now, due to habitat loss and encroachment and poaching, shoebills are critically endangered in Uganda.
Probably delicious.
Probably delicious.
That's wild.
That is wild.
All right, how do I take this thing off of here?
It's exit the tab that you're
We're
on.
in the wetlands.
We're in the wetlands of Uganda. We're here looking for a shoebill stork.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a dinosaur. That's just imagine that. But
It looks like he can inflict some serious pain.
he could probably break something. He could probably rip a body part off if it wanted to.
Yeah.
That was like my dad one time got hit. He was feeding tarpons in the Keys and got hit by a pelican and almost had to go to the hospital. Like it was
Really?
cut him so bad he almost had to go get stitches. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. Like
I've had to wrestle pelicans in my kayak before.
or wrestle hell. It's when I get that gat out. Get.
They're in the wintertime when it gets real cold and the water's out, these speckled trout stack up in this deep hole right by a bunch of these camps by a launch down the road.
Mhm.
And they'll get so many boats there you can walk across the boats in the water, but there's plenty enough fish for everybody.
Mhm.
But the pelicans figure it out, and you start reeling the speckled trout in. And when you surf them across the top like that, the pelicans are trying to grab them as you're trying to pull them in a boat. Well, a lot of times when my line's out, there's so many pelicans, they'll fly and they'll run into your fishing line.
God.
And when they do that, by the time they reach the end of it, the hook grabs them in the wing. So I'd have to reel in a pelican and pull them in the kayak and unhook them and let them free.
Be free, bud. Be free.
It's amazing how light they are for how big they look.
I one time knocked a bat out of the air with a spook on accident. It was a totally freak thing. I casted a spook and just knocked the bat right in midair. It was right at dark. I took it and I went, woo! And I mean, it just goes, poof, and like, bat hit the water, spook hit the water, and the bat flopped twice, and he just was done and started floating away.
Wait, were you trying to hit the bat? Or was this
No.
a complete accident?
Dude, like, bat comes flying in. I don't see him coming. I cast the spook. They intersect at the same time. And just,
What is it with you hitting people with fishing lures?
dude, listen. My uncle one time had to go to the hospital because he got hit in the chest by a bat while they were running down the lake. It like cracked his sternum and hit him so hard. I mean, because a bat hit you going 70 miles an hour.
Right? Anything.
Yeah.
I'm lucky my boat only goes about 24 because we were going duck hunting one morning, me and one of my partners, and a mullet jumped out, hit him in the chest, and bounced off and hit me in the head.
Wow.
Like it hit both of us and then landed in the boat.
That's crazy.
But if it would have been, if we would have been going 70 miles an hour, we probably would have been done for.
Had a gone. Killed
That's
you.
like them Chinese carp or whatever, those Asian carp.
Oh, this
They've killed several people.
There's a dude, I think he's in Kentucky, and I'd love to go do it. They get them going, they shoot them with shotguns.
That would
like
be so
shooting
much fun.
clays. Oh, dude, hell yeah! It's
I'm
gonna-
sure there's no regulations on it at all because they're so invasive and
Dude,
they're
it's. I mean, it is
everywhere.
whatever you want to do. I mean, it's like Texas hogs at this point. It's like however you want to kill them. You want to like stab one to death with a spear? Go ahead. I mean, whatever it takes, you just kill them.
Dude, we need to go do that.
I'm down.
Like, just get a spear on a rope where you can just pull it back in. Bow fishing. I'll bring the bow. Bring the ARs.
Gang, gang.
AR's probably not a great idea though. Probably ricocheting off the water, killing everybody.
Yeah, no.
a bad
I mean,
idea.
definitely could
Safety.
shoot a pig with an AR, but I would.
Safety second. Yeah.
Shotgun's fine. Shotgun, be all
Right. Shotgun's good.
Yeah.
Little, yeah. Probably not lead shot though, because you're polluting the waters and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I say we should try to shoot them with slugs out of midair.
Just throw a dynamite in the water and just scoop them up after.
That's what I was seeing people do. Like there was a dude who was dropping like half sticks of dynamite in,
Mm-hmm.
blowing them
Everything will
off.
float up.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't they use those electrobes or whatever? You
They
know,
do
you know,
that.
you know.
They do that too, but apparently you can't get the amperage right
Uh-huh.
to like knock them out. Like as soon as you turn them on, they all start jumping.
Well, I bet you that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like, so
I'm
it's.
gonna have to look that up because I bet you that is fantastic.
But I'll tell you one thing that they were doing at the Kentucky Dam is they were playing Metallica.
And
They were
making them go crazy.
Yeah, they would have sound machines, and to keep them from getting close to the dam, when like they would get close to the dam, Metallica would turn on.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I want to think. I think it was Master of Puppets, or it might have been Battery. I don't know, but it's just like apparently every time they got close to the dam, it was just like dun 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 dun, dun, dun and just like, and they would just like rip into Metallica.
Dude, did you see Stranger Things? Did you watch Stranger Things?
I never watched the episode where they played Master of Puppets.
Oh, dude. Because he's actually playing it. Like, I mean, that's not the audio you're hearing,
Yeah.
but he knew how to play it. So he's actually playing it,
Yeah.
the notes and everything on top.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was really cool.
I've seen Metallica play Master of Puppets live, so nothing will top that.
Really?
But I'll have to watch that episode.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. I got to see Metallica. It was one of the greatest concerts I've ever been to. It was awesome.
I got to see Black Sabbath when they had their reunion tour. That was cool. The original members. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
I actually went and seen Avenged Sevenfold this past Friday down in Nashville.
I haven't been to a concert in a long time, other than my cousin's band. But
It was
not a
very
big
loud.
show. Just
Very loud.
you're
Very
just, you're just getting old, man.
dude. It was ripping. They ripped. They ripped. It was awesome.
Oh, well, you look like you need some sleep. I know I do. So we're going to wrap things up here. This is Alex Rudd. If you don't know who he is, you can find him on YouTube. And he's got a podcast. It's all right. You know, Alex Rudd Fishing Podcast. He's got
Everything I do is subpar at best.
Got
But
things.
come on by. You might like it. You might not. It's Alex Red Fishing on everything. I'm here. I'm there. I'm everywhere. I
You're
do
still my
everything.
hero, and I love you, brother.
There goes my hero. Kinda ugly.
All right, guys, if you're watching this or if you're listening to this or actually watching this on podcast form, we do record this live from time to time. Just going to have to follow Instagram and Facebook to know when it happens because, yeah, I'm not continue or would.
Alrighty then.
My wife asked if I've seen the dog bowl. I said I never knew he did.
All right, guys. Love you. Bye.